Why do I feel like the camera doesn't look right? I hope everyone's having a great day today. What's going on? Hope everyone's good, man. My name's JCal. This is the Alliance blog. I don't know. What do we call it? I don't know what to even call this, right? Like, I don't know what to call what we're doing here. I mean, technically, it's just JCal. Oh, no. Chingaderas. Did I say that on TikTok? I don't know. That's awesome. That's not awesome. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hey, Miss Mia. We're not allowed to say that? Uh-oh. Your boy Jay's in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm just waiting for Soto. Soto says you want to be part of this madness today, so we're going to do that. Steve G, what's up? Why is this thing being so stupid? There we go. I think that'll work. All right. Miss Mia, you got to be careful what you say. You can't say that. Get the fan on. There we go. Yeah, it's hey, it's Tuesday. You know what that means. Here to talk pro wrestling. Apparently Steve said I just made the list. Wrestle Rant, what's going on, brother? Yeah, so some crazy news for the NWA. We're going to talk about that. You were talking about steak. Man, we're off to a great start. The camera's falling down and everything. Now it's sitting up high. Man, what are we doing over here? What are we doing over here? Steak. I love steak. Steak. But you can't say you love meat, because people will edit that. And it'll look very silly. Hey, WrestleRamp, thank you for the heart me. Appreciate you. I need to get on here more. You know, like, I feel like I've been missing some momentum because I haven't been on as much lately. So I'm going to make a better effort to be on here more frequently. Soto! My guy's texting me, says, hey, let me know when you're going on. Right now, Soto. I'm on right now. That's a great name. I'm on trust. Love it. Riley, what's going on, my friend? What I want to do is I want to do oh, hey, thanks for the heartbeat, Riley. I want to do a panel. I don't know when. And I'm going to have topics. And once we go, I will be the host, and I will not have an opinion. I will just talk about topics. Soto, what's going on in this? It's not fake. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just waiting for everyone to call me Kevin Owens, so I can write some names down, so play some sound effects. You'd be like, yeah, hey, Riley, you just made the list. You haven't been on it before, Riley. Well, I mean, you only get on once, but Riley, here it is on October 7th, 2025. Ringside Riley. I've never heard of Alliance Wrestling, my first time on here, but I love wrestling. Well, that's cool. Jaquarius, I think I said your name right, so I apologize if I didn't. My name is JCal, and each and every Tuesday I talk wrestling. So, like, the first hour of the show, I typically will talk wrestling with my pal Soto. We'll talk about Lucha Libre. We'll talk about the WWE. Sometimes we'll talk about, like, the independents here in Southern California. And then the next hour at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, I talk about the National Wrestling Alliance. The NWA is kind of like my baby. Like, it's not like I didn't give birth to it, but like I feel like I'm the one responsible for talking about the NWA. I don't think anyone else does as good a job talking about the NWA as I do, and on my family of podcasts, because I do 3. Well, I do 2 podcasts a week, but our brand is 3. So it's J Cal on Tuesdays with the pre-party. Mondays is the other Alliance guys, and they talk about Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. They talk about Major League Wrestling. They talk TNA, some United Wrestling Network, and the NWA. And then on Thursdays, Abe, sorry, you made me laugh, Abe. Abe just made the list. And then on Thursdays, we recap what happened about the NWA and talk a lot about NWA and, whatever else we feel like. Abe, you just made the list. Because my name is J Cal. I am not Kevin Owens. And I don't have anything else clever to say at the moment. But Abe, you made the list. Congratulations. Today's date, October 7th, 2025 at 12:42 p.m. on the West Coast. Abe, you just made the list. Do you know Pop Smoke? I don't know Pop Smoke. But I do know pro wrestling, so let me know if you want to talk some wrestling with me, your pal J Cal. Not to be confused with Kevin Owens, although we kind of look similar, apparently. Y'all gaslit me on the internet to make me think I look like Kevin Owens. Just waiting on this guy, Soto. He says he wants to talk wrestling, but then never shows up. You guys want to hear what Nick Aldis had to say about me? You guys don't hear it. This looks amazing right now. No. You don't tell me. Oh, how do I turn them off? Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't turn it off either because of the live. So why are you playing that? I can't get it off the screen. Oh, man, I just had to delete it. Oh, well. That's crazy. AI, really, guys? No, it was, in fact, the real Nick. It is not AI, Joey. It is a poorly recorded live of Nick Aldis on somebody else's podcast. I just happened to be in the chat, and when I saw Nick Aldis was on that podcast, I said, oh, God, not this guy. He didn't like that too much. I said that after he blocked me on the internet because I had less than nice things to say about him as the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. But, so yeah, that change is inevitable. No, I was not really talking to Nick Aldis. I have spoken to Nick Aldis. I went to China with Nick Aldis. You know who stayed in his hotel room most of the time? Yeah. There was another. You say static. I don't hear any static. I guess it's just moving the mic. Alex Misery is watching me on YouTube, and I'm a little concerned for my life. You're safe. Hey, I know that shirt that you're wearing. I like that shirt. It's a good shirt. Yeah. A little bit. I need to. I really need to fix this area. Well, like. But you don't have an Alliance teddy bear. It is. Well, the shirt too, right? Like my wife did that on the cricket. Kick it, cricket. Thanks for the likes, AZ. Jeez. AZ Janae. Soto Day. I could not keep up watching Raw last night, man. I just every time I tried to sit down and start watching with you, oh, it's dinner time. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. So I didn't see most of Raw last night. I got to go through and watch some of your clips. Wow. Hey, thanks for the heart me, Count Toll. Well, it is what it is. Well, have you ever played Knifey Spoon before? It's not a knife, it's a spoon. No, do you remember The Simpsons? Anyways, did you know that did you know that Bronson Reed is Australian? Okay, okay. That's the difference. Well, I think he's technically considered an aborigine from Australia. I mean, he's Pacific Islander for sure. Like, yes, he has the same similar genetics to the Samoans, just like the Tongans, but I don't think he's technically Samoan. I mean, I could be wrong. Shit. Did he really? That's amazing. Well, okay, so like Jeff Cobb is from Guam. Technically, that's a Pacific Islander. Someone from Hawaii would be considered a Pacific Islander. Someone from Samoa is considered a Pacific Islander. So, I guess. Brandon just said, you look like KO's older brother, Ken Owens. Older brother. Thanks. Someone said once that I look like I could be Kevin Owens' dad. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. Get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. Well, now I'm sad I didn't wear my Mecha Wolf shirts, considering you're wearing yours. You say avoid. I'm like, nah, man, we're going to do it. We're going to go to Mexico wearing matching shirts. That's not weird. Or what if we see a dingo, and what if the dingo eats a baby? A dingo ate my baby. Like, that really happened. People joke about it, but that really happened, I think. Should have been. Did it feel like a fast count? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I did hear a little bit about this one. I did hear a little bit about where it was probably the best Maxime Dupree has looked in a match, but still not great. And my understanding is the fans actually celebrated a countout, which is almost unheard of in pro wrestling, because Maxime Dupree has kind of been like she's a fan favorite, but I think like the fans kind of adopted her because she isn't the greatest wrestler on the planet. She isn't super well polished. She's kind of learning on the job, and that's endearing to the fans. And they respect her for, even though she's struggled in the WWE ring, she continues to come out and perform. And there's something to be said about that. There's something to be said about somebody who, never quits, never surrenders. And I think that's pretty cool that she's getting those positive reactions, even though, let's be honest, she's not where she needs to be in terms of in-ring competition. But I guess as long as the fans are still reacting, I guess it doesn't matter how good or bad of a wrestler she is. Okay. Raquel. Yeah. Hmm. I saw that. I did get. I got to see the finish, and then you replayed it too. So I kind of got to stay on the loop what happened in that one, and there's no going back now for Io Sky, Kari Sane, and Asuka. It's done. Like they have full on churned on her, and there's no way to walk that back at this point. Watching that match come together, because I did get to see a little bit of that one as well. I almost thought that they were gonna like maybe put either Dominic's title on the line or the Judgment Day's title on the line, where that if Penta pinned Dominic, like he could win the IC title, or if one of the members pinned um, the Judgment Day, that they could win the tag titles. I just kind of felt like it was something was going to happen there, and then they didn't pull the trigger. But that would be a very kind of backdoor way to get the IC title off of Dominic if that's what they wanted to do. I don't think the time matters, but I could see them taking the IC title off of him because he's still the Mega Champion, and it doesn't seem like we're gonna get that Cena versus Dominic match that you and I were thinking about. So yes, it's the possibility is there, but the likelihood is diminishing. Two things real quick. Thank you for the or three things. Thank you for the follow, Jimbo. Jimbo, you did make my list. And the last thing is, Devin Dowling said, "Did you see Daniel Fishel's TikTok in a Penta mask?" Daniel Fishel, aka TV's Topanga from Boy Meets World and later Girl Meets World, who's currently on Dancing with the Stars. Uh, no, I did not see that, but she's a huge wrestling fan. She used to go to Pro Wrestling Gorilla shows all the time. In fact, her husband is a huge wrestling fan too and used to take her to the shows. And King Zoni, no, I am not Kevin Owens. I repeat, I am not Kevin Owens. My name is Jay Cal. I'm from the Alliance blog. And I am not Kevin Owens. Double D says, Corey? No. Her don't play it. Don't play the Chris Benoit theme. I feel dirty when you play that. I felt dirty when they played it in TJ. King Zoni says, I think the Judgment Day is going to break up. What do you think about that? I could see everything happening, right? Because like when Liv comes back, it's going to be a little awkward, especially with the fact that Dominic, they haven't really pushed the whole relationship angle with Dominic and Roxanne like I thought they might. Because I mean, when Liv was still around, she was bringing Dom like Dino Nuggies and stuff and chicken nuggies, excuse me. And I didn't see, I just felt like that was going to be weird. And they've kind of not played up to that at all. And she's kind of just become Raquel's bestie. So like it'll be interesting to see what they do with that when Liv comes back and how that'll shake up the Judgment Day. Will her and Dom be back together again? And then Double D says, my money's on Dom and Raquel getting together. That would be very Eddie. That'd be very Eddie in China though, right? I mean, if Eddie's his real father, wouldn't that be kind of in line? He's just shuffling through them. They're gonna have to start bringing girls up from NXT for Dominic. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. Sorry. I did see that. Well, you don't like LA Knight, so of course you didn't like the finish. Ever the opportunist, LA Knight trying to get that pin when it matters. Remember, he's got some heat with Jey Uso too. So yeah, I think I'm all right with that. He had some heat with CM Punk a few months back. So the whole triangle is just it's kind of bizarre to me. I'm not sure what to expect with CM Punk, with Jey Uso, with Seth Rollins, with LA Knight, but all four of them are basically competing for that same spot that Seth has. Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to go to a couple of shows that I did not go to any of them. I was a little. I was supposed to go down to TJ on Friday night, and my wife's like, "Hey, let's go to Halloween Haunt instead," which is like a from Knott's Berry Farm, which I know I'm talking gibberish now to anyone that doesn't live in California. But they it's basically like a Halloween thing to do here in California. And so my wife said, no, don't go to TJ. Let's go to the haunted house and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I was so tired from that on Friday that I blew off going to MLW which was like a 2-hour drive too. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You did. Yeah. Yeah, and I can never pronounce their name correctly, but I think it's Tinieblas. And I've seen them actually a few times because I believe the younger Tinieblas, I think Tinieblas 3G, is the Mass Republic heavyweight champion, and I got to see him wrestle out here in Southern California at Cathedral City at the Agua Caliente Casino, where he and Alushi, how do you say the okay, it is Alushi. He did a rap battle. He did a freestyle. It was very 8 Mile esque. But did he drop a rap battle? Did he why can't I talk anymore? Did he do some rapping while you were there at the event? Why did you carry him to the ring? What was that about? It's wild. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. if you if you guys haven't seen the video yet, it's on Soto's page, both here on TikTok and on YouTube, Soto619 Wrestling. It looks so bizarre. Like, because he's a little person, and in stature wise, he almost looks like a little kid. But you're not carrying him like, you're not carrying him like you carry a kid. You're just kind of like, ugh. Like, you didn't. That's true. That's true. But it still looked a little awkward. So, did you so what was the point of you carrying him though? Like, that's like, I showed my wife the video, and she's like, why is Soto carrying the little man? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Well, that wasn't your only job that night either, Soto, because you were also involved with another incident ringside. I wasn't there to back you up this time. What are you doing getting involved with these matches? I don't care if it was Lady Lee. She's big. There's no better time than the present, sir. Take care. You're good. I hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. What was worse, the kick in the gonads or the chair to the head? Double D, not connected to wrestling at all, but my good friend Devin Dowling, affectionately known as Double D here on TikTok, said he just found out that one of his best friend's younger brothers came out as gay. Nothing wrong with that. Dating a 62-year-old dude, and they're 27 years old. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that happens in Palm Springs all the time. But all right, moving on. Sorry, Double D. I mean, I guess sorry. I don't know, man. If people are happy, I don't care. It's not like he was dating her when he was in elementary school. I would have a problem with that. But he's 27 years old. He's a grown man. He can make his own decisions. Sorry, it's gotten weird real fast. Yeah, I I was double booked, man, and I have the potential. It's not guaranteed. It's not for certain by any stretch, but there's an opportunity that I might get to interview my favorite wrestler of all time, Samoa Joe. So getting to see Samoa Joe in an indie match is a huge plus. Maybe getting an opportunity to speak with him on camera is a huge win for me. So I'm coming out of pocket to go to Arizona. I'm coming out of pocket to stay in Arizona, and I would love to go back to Baja Stars, and I hope Henry and the boys will have me back sometime next year because it was a great event. I love what they're doing down there. I did not know that they had been running for as long as that they have been running. They're one of the longest running wrestling promotions in Southern California. Uh, the sign said it was established in like 79 or 87 or something like that. Oh. Oh. Okay, well then that makes a lot of sense. Well, and even though like 8 years is still a pretty long time for independent wrestling, like a lot of companies don't survive a year or 2 years. And being here as long as I have been, there's a lot of great wrestling promotions that are gone that were around for a while. Pro Wrestling Grill, one of the biggest wrestling promotions in Southern California history, where so many future stars were made, is gone. They're not promoting any more live events, and they've been on hiatus now for at least 2 years, and I don't think they're coming back. So all that to say is, it's real easy to get into promoting wrestling. It's a lot harder to stay in promoting wrestling. If Baja Stars has been around for 7 or 8 years, that's a pretty big accomplishment. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's really cool for several facets, right? Because before that opportunity with you, I'd never been inside of a ring in that capacity either. I've been inside of a ring to hand out awards. I've been inside of a ring to, that's it, actually, just to hand out awards. I've never been invited to be like a commentator or an announcer or a referee or anything like that, which I'm not advocating someone should invite me to do that. I'm just saying, like, I've never had any more of a capacity than handing out an award for SoCal Uncensored. So it was kind of cool to be in there and actually take a bump, because I can say I've done that now. You can say you've done that multiple times now. You've done it, but it's you have a different respect for the sport when you see how the sausage is made, and that's just the best way I could say it. When you actually know what it takes to take a bump, like I was sore for about a week after that, like, and I had the softest of dealings in the ring. I was mine was golden. Like they were very gentle with me, unlike Soto. Like they 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 hit you with the goddamn chair, bro. Uh, twice, twice. So the first one was much worse. You weren't expecting it, but shit. Well, and they were like, they're sweet people too. Like we were there, and I'm obviously you introduced me to Henry, and you even got to talk to him on FaceTime when we were in TJ the last time we were down there. But good dude, seems like a very nice guy. His dad, the promoter, very. I just said hello to him. I don't even know his name, but again, everyone was really kind and allowed me to have that access. They didn't really know me. I kind of just borrowed your credibility that you have with them, and I did everything they asked me to. They said, "Hey, can you pick up chairs?" I had like 20 chairs by myself, putting them away, and hey, could you want to run in the ring? Like, sure, whatever you guys want from me, I'm here. So it was cool. And and again, I think that's great for you too, because you're getting this perspective of not just what you see on TV, but as somebody who is embracing this content creation mentality of pro wrestling. It's not just, hey, turn on Raw and talk about it. Like, you've now kind of know what it's like for the wrestlers. I'm not saying you have been in the ring and are a wrestler, but you know what that experience is like. And every job that you do in terms of helping put on an event kind of helps build your credibility in this sport. Like, the guys that were referees were still doing ring crew. You know what I mean? Like, when you go to a WWE show, most of the guys that are putting that ring up are guys who are, referees or security or something. And just having that opportunity to do those different jobs, I think, like, will help you grow, not only as a wrestling enthusiast, but as a content creator, because you're learning the different aspects of pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. Well, I was surprised Abraham wasn't like, "Oh, you want to be a referee? Let me show you some things." He was just like, "Oh, there's a training school in TJ." I was like, "Bro, help the kid out, man. He wants to be a referee. You have like 30 years experience. Go show him what to do." There it is. What's up, Peter? Peter just jumped in the chat. What's going on, Peter? Is Braun Breaker at your house? Where my dog's at? Uh, Alushi. That's cool, man. Yeah, I think I knew that. Oh, okay. That would make sense. Ah, we see Rey Scorpion every time we're down in TJ. Sometimes he's a member of La Familia de Tijuana. Sometimes he's a member of La Rebelión, and sometimes he's on the opposite side of the ring of those guys. No DMT Azul this time, huh? He lost the Crash title to Andrade, the show I was supposed to go to. Part of the reason why I didn't go is because I thought Andrade wasn't going to be there. I thought he was, he just signed with AEW, so I didn't think he was going to be there. Card subject to change, so. But yeah, Andrade. I see. I should have paid attention. But you were covering SmackDown. It wasn't a great looking card. But the anniversary. Go ahead. Yeah, that's really cool. The the other thing about Crash 2 is like that event looked okay, but they're having the anniversary show also in November, and that show looks pretty fire. Like already announced the Cibernetico, and I believe they also announced El Nicho. I think he's supposed to be on the card as well. And Cibernetico, going back in the day, man, he was one of the top guys for AAA back in the day. I mean, we're talking like 10, 20 years ago, but yeah, it's a wolf pack. Oh, that's right. Gallows and Anderson will be there at the anniversary show, and I am not going to Atlanta, and I'm going to talk about this in the next hour. But there also have been announced for the National Wrestling Alliance Sal Win 3 signature live event, and I'm not going to Atlanta to see them, but I mean it's very easy to go to TJ to see them. Very easy. Man, I have spent so much money on traveling this year. I'm kind of taking a break. Yeah, I don't think they are. But with that being said, and they are using a lot of bigger names on this card for Saul Win. Like Alexander Hammerstone is a guy that a lot of people know. He just appeared at MLW, lost to Matt Riddle this past weekend. He'll be there. We also know that Matt Cardona is going to be there. Shotzi Blackheart is going to get a shot at the NWA Women's World Championship. They haven't announced who the Good Brothers are going to be facing, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get a tag team title match. We also know that who Rich Swann from TNA will be on the card. He's challenging for the TV title for the NWA. So there's a lot of it's some of the higher profile, but none of these guys are under a contract that would prohibit them from being on TV. Where Natty was, I mean, technically Natty is still very much under WWE contract, and it's an anomaly to have her show up at an event. It seems like the WWE has kind of pieced together a working relationship with GCW, and of course, the WWE owns AAA, so it's not crazy for Natty to appear in either of those places. But the NWA and the WWE, although there's no like adversity between the two companies, there's no real relationship either. Like they're not really working together. The WWE isn't really partnering with the NWA in any kind of capacity. And even the NWA stopped using the WWE ID guys. So I don't foresee them working together. And it wasn't like a negative thing. It's just like the main guy that they used a lot was Jack Cartwheel. And they haven't booked him since he was announced for the WWE ID program. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it, and I wish there was more information about it, but I haven't seen a lot about it. I They did, you know, what's interesting is once so the Crockett Cup took place back in uh, May of 2025. When they came back to Tampa for their TV tapings, they booked a lot of Natty's students from the dungeon. Her and TJ have a school there in Tampa, so a lot of their students were actually appearing for the NWA, and I think that that's probably how that got panned out. Like, you know, I don't think they had the authority to show it on TV, but it was a situation where like, oh, if we put Natty on our show, it's going to sell tickets, and in return, we can book some of her talent as a way to say thank you. But she said that her and Billy go way back too, so I guess maybe that they were friends prior to all of this, anyways. I think she just asked. I think she just like I think she's got the notoriety and the tenure where I think if she wants to do something, they'll let her do it. Like I recently heard that Bailey is going to be doing a women's wrestling seminar, and like you know, I don't think that's connected to the WWE in any way, but you know, she wants to do it, so they're going to let her do it. They're go they're going back to the UK, right? I think it's next week, but aren't they going to be in the back in like the UK? I thought I saw that they were going to be in the UK after the Australia tour. Okay, apologies. Hey Chiefs, hey Mad, what's up guys? Thanks for hanging out with me today. Soto and I are talking a little bit about everything. We're talking some we just got done talking about some lucha libre that happened here in Southern California. We talked a little bit about what happened in Tijuana with Andrade winning the Crash World Heavyweight Championship. He's now not only a part of Don Callis's family in AEW, but he's also the Crash Heavyweight Champion. I saw something today too that was talking about um, so when WWE bought AAA, they bought out all the contracts too. So Alberto technically is getting paid by the WWE right now, but I don't think we're going to see that happen with him being on any WWE promoted event. Meaning, if it's a straight up AAA show, he could be there, but anything where it crosses north of the border, not going to happen. I'm telling you, man, there's an opportunity there to feed families in Mexico by putting Andrade and Albert Del Rio in a series of matches for the Crash or for IWRG, and that could literally become a third national promotion for Mexico. Those two guys alone. Yeah, yeah. Literally last night. I mean, I know that Santos Escobar wasn't like the top luchador for the WWE, but he still has name value. He still has the recognition. And then also there's something about when guys go through that WWE farm system, once they've gone through it, they come out a better overall wrestler, not just in terms of in-ring ability, but also in terms of how they carry themselves, how they promote themselves, how they market themselves, how they get cut promos, and how they get fans to believe in these things. And Santos could be a huge asset to anybody in either in Mexico or even like in AEW. You know, he's got value. Even in like MLW, he's got this value, this untapped potential. I think he would do the best working for a Mexican based lucha libre promotion that, you know, focuses on Spanish speaking talents. But I mean, he's really got a lot of opportunities, and who knows what's next for Santos. If he goes to AEW, if he goes to TNA though, that's just feeding the conspiracy theories I hear about TNA, and that scares me. That TNA is unofficially a developmental of the WWE, that they are releasing talent with the expectation that that talent will go sign with TNA Wrestling, so that the WWE is not paying them, but is very much checking them on their progress. Of course. Well, what would make a lot of sense to me, and it's funny because tonight on NXT they're doing the showdown, no longer called Invasion, with NXT and TNA, and it would make sense to me if TKO became a minority owner in TNA Wrestling. Like I'm not saying they're going to do it, but it would make a lot of sense if they did. TNA Wrestling, their current owners are Anthem Entertainment, based in Canada. A lot of people don't know that, but TNA is actually a Canadian-based wrestling promotion. They just do a lot of events here in the United States. But what if they repurposed TNA as NXT Canada? And similar to the way that they own the WWE owns the majority of AAA in Mexico, but what if they were like, hey, here's what we're going to do, Anthem. You still are the majority owner, but we're going to buy 40% of the company. And we are going to have, when we have talent that we just don't know where to stick them on our roster, they'll go to TNA Wrestling. And when you guys have guys who have done everything they can do and there's nothing less for them to prove, we'll sign them. Like how Joe Henry. Like Joe Henry has not officially left TNA Wrestling, but everyone's just automatically assuming he's going to the WWE. Like what if he came out and just signed with AEW out of nowhere? You know, like there's a reason why that's not going to happen. And I think it has something to do with this conspiracy theory. And I hate conspiracy theories, right? Like that's not me, but there's something to this one. Ethan Page was a TNA guy. I mean, obviously he had to go through AEW to get there, but also there's a few of them like Joe Henry. Oh, thanks for the heart, me guys. Oh, and Wiccan, thanks for the goats. You appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. But you look at like Joe Henry is a guy, Right now, they're using Trick Williams in TNA as their world champion. They were able to secure the talents of Jordan Grace, like, but there was no like bidding war. It wasn't like AEW's like, hey, give us a chance to bid on her. It was just like, all right, her TNA deal's up, and now she's in the WWE. And when you look at some of the other guys, like the Hardys right now are in TNA wrestling, but they're literally wrestling for the NXT tag titles. And a lot of people are putting money that they're going to win those titles. I do too. I think there's a lot of fun stuff going on. Real quick, I want to shout out that Chiefs Kingdom's in the house. What's up, Chiefs? He says Rey Mysterio is the best. We're Dominic Mysterio fans here, but we love Rey too. Ben's in the chat. He says, hey, I want to say shout out to Horror Business for giving me the heart me. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, it's been it's very interesting, the dichotomy of pro wrestling today. And AEW has working relationships with CMLL. They have working relationships with New Japan. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is using talents from all over the country. They don't really have any kind of filter. Like, they're using Matt Cardona, they're using Tom Latimer, like they're using everybody. You look at MLW, it seems like they have a relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling and CMLL. So it only makes sense for the WWE to kind of galvanize its assets. They've got AAA. We know that they own AAA now. It looks like there's a good possibility that they might be in some sort of business with TNA Wrestling. And then there's Pro Wrestling Noah too, that a lot of people aren't talking about. But the WWE sending talents like Charlie Dempsey. They sent Almost. All these guys have, they kind of have a pipeline to Japanese pro wrestling as well through Noah. So I don't know, man. It's a very interesting time to be alive and to be a fan of pro wrestling. And Ben gave me some roses too, so thank you, Ben. I do appreciate that. Shit. Thanks for the heart, me too, Ben. Appreciate you. Wiccan in the chat says, do you guys see Liv coming back before 2026? I know they found damage inside her shoulder. I didn't hear about that, Wiccan. There's no need to rush her coming back, right? Like, she should only be back if she's 100% healthy. If she's not healthy, like, it's not like they're lacking star power in the women's division for sure. So if she's not there, I would just let her heal up and get there, Ice Cream Man will do it. So you're going live this wow, Ben just blew me up. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. Wow. Sorry, Ben's got me I'm kind of confused right now. I'm seeing my whole gift gallery light up. So thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. So the advertisement is the fact that we're going to be talking about, you are going to be covering the early hours of Crown Jewel, SmackDown, and Raw. Ben, you're awesome. Thank you. Ben also says that she should come back for the Rumble, Liv. Okay. That would make a lot of sense. And then if she even won, that'd be pretty cool too. Yeah. Okay, so obviously it's going to be early, so wake your ass up with Soto and the WWE. The best part of waking up is Soto watching WWE. Get your coffee ready. I think that works perfectly. No, we can make this a minute. We could say so why don't we just talk like idiots for a minute and then say, hey, did you know that Crown Jewel's going to be at 5 a.m., 8 p.m. on the East Coast, but 5 a.m. for us folks on the West Coast? And then I'll be like, damn, you better get your coffee, son. And then you could say Crown Jewel, Raw, and SmackDown, all from the land of Oz. Get your ass up early to watch wrestling with Soto. It's the land of Oz. Ben says he's not watching Showdown today. He's watching AEW. Yeah, AEW is normally a Wednesday night. Yeah, but because of the playoff baseball, they bounced it around on the schedule. So they're going head to head against TNA and NXT. Shit. I think you know why your name is Person Without a Name. That's the wrong one. Oh, Wiccan says, forget waking up early. I'll just watch Soto's recap. Somebody on my YouTube says, what kind of wrestling show is this? Because they only see me. They don't see you. And so, like, because I'm live on YouTube right now. Hey, I'm sorry. We'll have to figure that out. That's something we got to work on. Because you've got a secondary phone, right? We'll mess around with it. We'll figure this out. Because that would be kind of cool if we could do both, you know? This is becoming our every Tuesday thing. Yeah. So yeah, I apologize to you folks watching on YouTube, and for Carlton and Patrick Moore, we'll definitely be talking NWA in the next hour. Make sure you're still subscribed to our YouTube channel because that's we'll be live in a different video. It'll be a horizontal instead of a vertical one. But let's get back to. Yeah, I don't know how to. I know there's ways for it, but like, let's see. Flip the. Nope. If I flip it, it's just going to show the other camera. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the opportunity to watch Raw or SmackDown unbothered. Now, one of these days, it might be fun to do that, but like honestly, I'd probably just get in the way. You know, like I would probably just mess it up by talking over stuff and trying to be silly when it's not appropriate. So, Big Money Dodge, what's up? Finch Master Flex, what's going on? I will put it on the calendar right now. GCW December 6th. Call my buddy Atox for that one. Yeah, like a week after my birthday, I think. Yeah. No. I'll be here. Why would you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? Oh God. Don't say that loud enough for my wife to hear you because she's seriously afraid of that. And for those of you guys that don't know, Thanksgiving weekend I will be on a cruise to Ensenada, and my wife has always hated the idea of being on a boat, being in the ocean. And she said, "Hey, for your birthday, I'm going to do this for you." I'm like, "All right, let's go." And she's really like she's trying her best. Yeah, I'm putting it. Yep, dude. Are you gonna drive all the way down here, or are you gonna stay the night? Okay, okay, cool. A big money Dodge. I'm doing pretty good. Ben, that was Ella Envy, and we're big Ella Envy fans over at the Alliance. She was the doctor that was checking on Io Sky after and Rhea after they got misted, the poison mist, and they were all like looking like Avatar characters. That was Ella Envy, and I I I don't have it on here, but she used to do a plug for the Alliance blog. Her and Kenzie Page. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Like an hour. No, I mean, like, look, if you were driving up to Big Bear, you'd kind of pass by where I live. No, well, yeah, I think you would, because you take the 215 to like the 10. Yeah, so you drive right by my place. Yeah, yeah. When I go into work, I can see Big Bear, like the backside of it, and we've been up there a few times. It's pretty, and especially in the wintertime, you might have snow and stuff out there. Oh, it's not 4x4. You're on your own, pal. No, no, it's a Colorado. It's base model. It's got a V6, but that's about it. Chiefs Kingdom says the pay per view is on at 5 a.m. my time. Not watching that. Chiefs, are you in California? You're West Coast guy. I just assume with the Chiefs Kingdom that you're like a St. Louis guy or Missouri, I guess. Seattle. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's on 5 a.m. my time too. I won't be up for it, but Soda will be for sure. Soda will be, no doubt about it. I'll watch it from work. I'll watch you on the drive into work. Yeah, I'm on the road at 6. You crazy? No, I'm sleeping in on Saturday. That's the one day I get to like probably 7. That's sleeping in for me. Oh man, what a bummer for us. And you don't want to miss it. So join your boy Soto at 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday. What? Oh, I said p.m. And that's Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Be there. Oh man, that was my good one. Jay Jay Styles says you catch the game last night. Soto quit watching once the Padres got eliminated. I haven't watched because the Angels didn't even get. Oh man, oh man. Next season, you and I are next season you and I are going to a Padres Angels game for sure. It's good. I got my last name on an Angels jersey, but it says Anaheim. I still got one. My buddy got that made for me after the Angels won the World Series. And like I was like, dude, that's a lot of money. He's like, yeah, but your team won the World Series. Like, respect, bro. Let's go. King Zoni says, are you Mexican? King Zoni says, are you Mexican? And me? Uh, my ex-wife was Mexican. My first daughter's half Mexican. I'm 2% Spanish. King Zoni says I look like Canelo. There's I think he means me, the boxer. Canelo? Okay, I don't know. I don't either. Maybe it's the beard. I don't know. I know this, man. There were a lot of Irish uh, immigrants that came to the United States during the Mexican American War. And they're like, wait, why are we fighting for America when we really associate more with the people of Mexico more than the people of the US? And a lot of the Irish flipped sides during the Mexican American War. And, most of them were killed afterwards because, treason and stuff. But there is a very, I was in Mexico City 2 years ago now, and I saw a guy that looked way whiter than me, and he was speaking perfect Spanish. Had red hair in his beard, kind of like mine before it went gray. Like, it's a thing. It's a real thing. All right, second take. 5 a.m., brother. Soto will be producing them as he's live. So if you don't watch with Soto, you will be spoiled. And do you want to be spoiled? Really? Because I thought you were a better wrestling fan than that. A little disappointed in you. Watch it with Soto. 5 5 a.m. on the West Coast, 8 a.m. on the East Coast. Get in where you fit. Crown Jewel, SmackDown, Raw. Watch it with Soto. Be a good fan. Save it. Save it. All right, beautiful. Did I tell you I have another interview later today, too? It feels like it. At 4 p.m. here on the West Coast, 7 Eastern, I will be talking to a friend of the show, Tim Dixon, who used to be the voice of NWA Charlotte back when that was a thing some 20 years ago. We'll be talking about his new venture, Wrestling Evolution. He is the voice of that program, and they are a small independent in North Carolina, and it's a really pretty good show. I strongly recommend people to check it out, but we'll talk about that at 4 o'clock. That won't be on TikTok. That will only be on YouTube or Twitch or Kick. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm playing with a button. Can you read it? Yeah. One of we went to the anniversary show in St. Louis, Missouri, for the 74th anniversary show, and a bunch of the Alliance people who support the NWA, we all kind of joined up. I think there was like 8 or 9 of us. We all went to this barbecue place, and we were just kind of having a good time. I was passing out shirts to people I deemed Alliance worthy, and one of the guys had a bunch of these buttons made up, and he handed them out to a few of us, and then he gave me a whole bag of them. And I haven't done anything with them, but I think it's pretty cool that someone took the time to do that. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh yeah. I don't think he would remember saying it specifically, but if you said, "Hey man, why don't you like J Cal from the Alliance blog?" He'd probably like roll his eyes at you and probably walk away from you because he's just that kind of a guy. He's like a very self-serving. When I was singing his praises, I mean, we would message each other back and forth on X all the time, and he was like, "Hey, when was the last time an NWA World Champion defended on Australia?" I was like, "Oh, that was Adam Pearce and Colt Cabana back in 2012, so it'd be the first time like in a decade." He's like, "Oh, cool, thanks, mate." And and then like during COVID, everything slowed down, but there were still NWA wrestlers defending their titles, and I was like, "Look, I understand he's a family man, but maybe he should drop the title to somebody so that the title could still be actively being defended." When the NWA was taking a knee, like Thunder Rosa was still defending the women's title, Trevor Murdoch was still defending the NWA national title, and I was just simply saying, like, "Look, man, you were the guy that led the company, and now during this pandemic you disappeared." And he didn't like that, and so he took umbrage with what I said. I mean, I guess not. Jay Styles, I have to be 100% transparent with you. I don't watch LFG. It's a great concept. I love the idea of it. But when there's like so many hours of pro wrestling programming, it's hard to say, okay, I'm going to put time aside to watch LFG. Like, I can't even watch TNA. It's right now, to me, TNA is one of the more exciting products that's out there. You've got on any given week, and Soto can tell you this, like he's watching Raw and SmackDown 5 hours a week without PLEs or Saturday night's main events. And then that's another 2 to 3 hours when those events happen. And then if you're watching AEW on top of that, that's another like 3 to 4 hours a week. And then if you're watching NXT, that's another 2 hours. And if you know what I mean? Like there's so much wrestling content. I'm an NWA guy, I try to keep up with them, and on the United Wrestling Network, there's so much stuff going on. LFG is so fringe for me. It's like I can't commit to that. I don't watch Evolve either. And I would like to watch Evolve because some of those guys I've watched when they were in the Indies, but I can't make the time for it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think the very curious thing that we're doing that I don't think anyone else is, we're talking about lucha libre south of the border and north of the border. Like you're between Baja Stars and the Crash and AAA, and I'm sure at some point we might go to a lucha libre show as well. Like there's a lot to talk about what's going on in TJ, and that's only 3 promotions in TJ, and there's actually more than that. And there's the group that runs in Casablanca, and then there's the group that you went to that had the hardcore matches. I mean, there's so much lucha libre happening, and then there's so much wrestling happening north of the border too. And there's all kinds of lucha promotions in Southern California, from San Diego to LA. Like uh, sometime in November, some of the stars from CMLL are coming to San Bernardino for a big event at the San Bernardino Fox Theater. And it's like I might want to go to that. Tickets are $70, but I still might want to go to that just because, like, oh, Mystico in the United States again. That's pretty cool. But at GC Dub. And I go to United Wrestling Network in 2 weeks. I'll be at United Wrestling Network at their live event, and yeah, I mean we're doing a pretty good job, just the two of us. And then if you go to my website alliance-wrestling.com, we're actually covering Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. We're covering wrestling promotions in Texas and in New Jersey, and like we're covering quite a lot. And I'm really proud of the work we're putting in. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Baja Stars. So we're covering a ton of ground in North America. We're probably the only website that's covering wrestling promotions all over North America, and I'm pretty proud of that. Well, that's part of North America. Canada, right? America's hat is also North America, and Mexico is also North America. It's not till I think you get to like what is it, like San Salvador, I think is when you get to Central America. But yeah, man, we have fun. Yeah, yeah, that's not that bad. I've heard of a lot more. Like this one, you can't see it. My TV title. Oh, that's not going to work. Never mind. Never mind. The camera is too sensitive today, and it broke earlier. So, but like this title was like like $100, maybe $200. It's a import, but if you want a quality belt, they aren't cheap, for sure. Who would he? Never mind. That's wild. Yeah. Yeah. I'm playing you out, sir, because I'm going live. All right, tell my friends on YouTube, check me out on the other channel at the Alliance Blog. For you folks on TikTok, you can continue to watch me here